going to bring Trish on. So how you doing there, Trish?
I am so good. I'm so good.
Yes. Wow. I love your dog's beautiful, but I like your backdrop a lot too. I like your pictures there. You got a great color palette, and with the plants even.
Oh, thank you. We're at our home here on Lookout Mountain. And Cosmo is he thinks he's the guardian and the herder on our 10 acres. He has quite a responsibility. 7 pounds, and he takes care of the deer and the geese and the rabbits and the birds and everybody who wanders onto our property.
So how old is he again, and how can you give a little more of the detail about how you all found each other?
Mm-hmm. He's almost a year and a half old. I got him last March. I travel a lot for my work, and so when COVID hit, I knew that I needed to quarantine. I was thinking for just a couple weeks, and I came home to Lookout Mountain to an empty house because my mother, who lived with me, had a stroke and ended up in a nursing home. So I knew that was going to be difficult for me to come home to an empty home. And so I began looking for a companion, and just put the word out and started searching around locally. And there was a breeder real close to me who had gotten rid of all of the litter born in the fall, except for this one, because of his little ear. So the couple who had put down a deposit on him, he was destined to become a show dog, which I know he's so much happier, just being a loving companion. But I was really grateful that he had that little imperfection. It doesn't bother me a bit. His ears stand up just fine, but not show quality. So I knew it was destiny. I wanted a Yorkie. They were expensive and they were hard to find. So we happened upon one another. And I named him Cosmo. Sharon will know why. Back in the days when I used to drink, Cosmopolitan was my favorite drink. Oh. And I used to host these gatherings called Cosmo events. And I love the feeling of the word, and it's just kind of fun, and it feels a little cosmic, and it just feels very loving and spacious and fun and joyful, and it seemed to fit him. So he is Cosmo. We played around for a couple of weeks with a bunch of different names.
Oh, did you? Were you just calling them out and seeing what happened?
Yeah. And putting it on Facebook and taking a poll, letting people vote, on their favorite name. But I'm really glad we ended up with this one. He is just such an affectionate and sweet and smart companion. As it turns out, my mother passed away from COVID, and Cosmo has really been, I've been in lockdown here for over a year now, and so Cosmo has been my one and only companion, and he just has the perfect temperament. We live on 10 acres, like I said, so I was afraid that he might be a little too much of a indoor dog. Oh, he's not. Except when we're indoors. And then, as you can see, he's just beautifully behaved. He's affectionate. But when we're outside, he thinks he's an outdoor dog. We were outside gardening all day today. And he knows exactly what's going on. He stays with the wheelbarrow, he goes and digs in the gardens with me, chases off, whatever critters want to come. So, and he monitors the property, and he thinks he's a lot bigger than 7 pounds and bolder and more brave.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I love that. I mean, it's so great that you got him when you did, right? Like you said, you were traveling, and then you just kind of felt like you wanted a dog, and then you find him, and then you're in a situation where it's like you needed him, or he needed you. And I love I love the fact that the imperfection is the reason, somebody else sees an imperfection. Therefore, because they see that, there he is for you when you show up to get him. And then, thinking about, it's those little, they're like that movie Sliding Doors, right? Like, what if he had the perfect deer, he'd be a show dog, right? So he'd be on the road, somebody pampering him or whatever, go walk around. But because he has this, he's with you and he's on a farm, on a ranch or whatever, running around with animals, right? Like, it's these two different things. And I think it's just, it's a really beautiful, and he's there with you right now. And I'm sorry to hear about your mother. I can only imagine. And I'm really happy that he's there with you and allowing you during this time not to feel alone, because that's tough.
Yes. In the last few months, as I get out more and begin to acclimate, back into the world, kind of like what Lisa was saying, there's a little bit of training involved because it's just been me and Cosmo for so long. And so he just expects to be one-on-one with me, but we go hiking. I live in a place where there are caves and waterfalls and all kinds of, beautiful things. Cosmo fits in a backpack, and I carry him on my bike, and I take him hiking with me. And when we get to places where I can let him go, take him off the leash and let him run and stuff. So it's taken a little while for him to get used to being around other people. He was just with me for so long. The other thing I'm grateful for is that I paper trained him when I first got him.
Mm-hmm.
Trained him, and I put the paper in the shower. So he's learned to go to the bathroom in the shower. But now that he's an outdoor dog, it's, if he gets stuck inside, he knows to go to the shower. And
wow.
Somebody had said, don't ever paper train your dog, then you can't ever get them to go outside. But this smart little fella, he knows the difference. And now he's got an option, if ever he's inside, he knows just to find the bathroom, don't you, Betty? Is he just adorable or what?
Yes, he is.
That's the other thing I love. Look at this little, those eyes of love. In quarantine, I was alone, and I would get stared at like with those eyes of love, like I'm just so perfect. I love that about him. So much affection, and I'm really grateful that he came into my life when he did. I needed him. And he's just the perfect companion.
So you have a lot of animals on your ranch, then, you said, right? Because you said that he likes to do some herding.
Just wild animals. We have a lot of deer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he'll go out there and run with them.
And I post pictures on Facebook of him. There's one deer in particular who was born here about 3-4 years ago, and she has all of her babies here. And so she's real tame and comes up to the house. And Cosmo thinks he's part of that herd. He'll go out and play with the babies and play with mom, and they hang out in the yard together. And Cosmo gets into the big window here and looks for them. He knows when they come out to feed through the yard and stuff. They're real good buddies. The Canadian geese, he's not such great buddies with the Canadian geese. I'm not sure what they did to upset him, but he will chase them off. So it's just wild critters, coming in the yard.
That's great. I years back when we had our cat, I saw a thing where you could like put something down on the toilet, and I was really tried to test it out. I was thinking, how amazing would it be if this actually worked? And when what happened is the one they sent me was missing a part. So we never technically got to try that partial litter thing. It was very fascinating. So I've never owned a dog, so I didn't even know about this papering thing. I think that's brilliant. I mean, wow, what a if you could put it in the toilet, obviously you're not worrying about it going. I mean, that's in the shower. That's somebody was really thinking. So that's really awesome that he will do that. So therefore, keeping the house clean. That's wonderful.
Exactly. So at night before I go to bed, one of my bedtime routines is to open the shower curtain and to put a pad in the shower so that he knows he's invited to go there. And then during the day, I close the shower curtain and open the doors. He's got a doggy door. He comes in and out however he wants. He's got a really good life.
He sounds like it. Wow. That's wonderful. I really appreciate you sharing them with us and coming here tonight. And what a beautiful story about how you found them, and just I keep going back to I love that little imperfection which brings it all about. I think in life it's like there's so many little things that we look at as imperfections, but yet they lead to really wonderful things, you know. And this your case in point with just an ear, right? An ear being a little something, right? Whatever that means to somebody else meant that it was, you know, that door closed for them and opened for you.
I thank God for that ear all the time.
Right. An ear, and then you get the eyes and everything along with it now. And now it's running around, going on hikes with you, and that's really beautiful. So, Trish, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming tonight and sharing all that with us.
Thank you, Chris. My honor.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. So, who wants to go next here?